are there to see characters beat the living hell out of one another. And boy, do you get that for about 2 hours and a half. That was crazy. Like, I'm telling y'all, holy crap, just the fighting looked good. Like I said earlier, when it comes to like anime, right? If you're a big anime fan, you will love this movie. But I'm sitting back watching the fights, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, bro, I want to see this movie so bad in 40X. Yo, what's poppin', people? Cobra Star Green back with you guys with another video. You guys first time finding my channel, like it says right here, hit that subscribe button. Also the video, it really does help. Yes, today I get to review. Look, this is the highest grossing movie of the year so far. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna show you guys some proof, but this is nezha 2. Now I might have said that completely wrong, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know me, man, I'm dyslexic, y'all. I'm very dyslexic, but I think that's how you say it. I'm not 100% sure. But yes, I'm doing my review for that movie. Now, if you guys don't believe me when I say this is the highest grossing movie of the year, well, look at it right here. As you guys can see, all box office success, becoming the highest grossing animated movie of all time. Yes, this movie is the highest grossing animated movie of all time so far. And a top contender in global box office history. It's already surpassed 2.2 billion, and mainly most of the money came from China, right? But it's already made 2.2 billion globally. So is this movie worth that 2.2 billion or is it not? Well, you guys going to find out. Go ahead and cue that intro.
We got a problem, 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 it's probably you, yeah, we got a problem, we got a problem, yeah, we got a problem, we got a problem.
So let's go ahead and let's get right down to this movie. So without spoiling the plot or anything too much, pretty much this movie, you got this kid that's born from mortal parents. A religious young demigod uses his immense powers to battle an ancient force that's built on humanity's destruction. Yes, that's all I can really say without really giving away too much. It's actually the film synopsis that I just read off of. So let's pretty much get into this movie. Now look, the whole entire thing when I sat down and watched this movie yesterday was, how did this movie make $2.2 billion? Like, I got to see this, right? That's why I wanted to go see it, because it made so much of my money already. And I will tell you guys this, man. Let me give you guys a heads up. If y'all like movies and TV shows and stuff like, I'll say, the great Dragon Ball Z and things in that nature, right? Animes, I would say. Then you gonna love this movie right here. I am telling y'all that. Holy crap, y'all. I didn't know anything about the movie. I've never saw the first movie at all, y'all. I promise y'all, I was trying to watch a recap of the first movie, but I couldn't finish it in time because it was a long ass recap. So I was like, okay, let me just go in this completely blind pretty much. And I will tell you guys this. They know how to get their audience hooked. They know why their audience is even there. Right? Let's get into this. Now, look, I'm going to start by the story. The story, y'all, ain't strong. I'm telling y'all this right now. That story is... It's all right. The story all right, but y'all not there for the story. Y'all there to see people beat the living hell out of one another. And boy, do you get that. Oh my gosh. I'm talking about characters going from one place to another just to beat the living hell out of somebody else. Like, there's literally a point in the movie where I'm like, okay, why are we going here? Oh, to fight this guy. Okay, I don't know why, but I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? And that was like 2/3 of the movie. I was confused. Like, I was like, I don't know why this character is doing this, why he's fighting this guy, or why he's fighting this person, but okay. I don't get it, but all right. And I will tell you guys, holy crap. Now that third act, I feel like the third act really pieces everything back together, right? And like the third act really showed me what the whole entire movie was really about at the end of the day. So I'll talk about third act more in a little bit. But the first thing I want to talk about is what amazed me, y'all. And I don't say this a lot, but this movie, oh my God, this movie has some incredible animation, y'all. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh, the first thing I was saying to myself, 20 minutes into the movie when I was watching it, I was sitting there like, this animation is gorgeous. Now, I did see it on IMAX, right? So that could be something. I was saying, holy crap, I'm looking at everything. Like you can tell these animations the animators really took their time with this one. They just provided so much amount of heart and care to this whole entire project. Like you just look at the animation right here. The cracks on the skin, facial expressions, right? And it's a fighting movie, so it's gonna be a lot of that, right? 90%, I'd say 85% of this movie is them just beating the hell out of each other. It's just fight scenes, right? So those aren't easy to animate. And the fact that not only does the animation look gorgeous, but it just flows so good. Oh my, like there was never one point in the movie where I was like, its animation is not good. I always thought the animation was great, especially towards that third act. It looks gorgeous because in the third act, it's pretty much a light show in the third act, pretty much, I would say. Like it's a huge climactic battle in that, I don't want to give away too much, but there's a huge climactic battle. If y'all saw, but there's a huge battle in the third act. And it's like a light show pretty much, I would say. And it just looks freaking gorgeous just to look at, y'all. I was blown away. I was like, this might be some of the best animation I think I've ever seen, y'all. I was like, this looks glorious, y'all. I absolutely love the animation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you just look at them and they just took care of everything. Not only like the characters, first of all, some of these characters, the way they're animated, they just look real. I was like, they look like you could just grab them out the screen pretty much. But not only that, you have environments that just look gorgeous to look at, right? Like even this isn't too much, but even this environment, you see on the big screen, it just looks amazing to look at. You have that third act, I would say. Everything, especially environment-wise, looks amazing to look at. Like all this stuff looks really cool to look at on the big screen, right? And not only are you there for the great animation they have, but look, I think this is the main reason why everybody has to go see these movies. Boy, the fighting sequences is so good, yo. They so good. They so good. They so good. Those fighting sequences, look, I'm telling y'all, I told y'all before, for 2/3 of this movie, I did not know what was going on from a story standpoint. I don't think the story was that good. I think the story was probably average, but that's not why y'all are there. Y'all are there to see characters beat the living hell out of one another. And boy, do you get that for about 2 hours and a half. That was crazy. Like I'm telling y'all, holy crap, just the fighting look good. Like I said earlier, when it comes to like anime, right? If you're a big anime fan, you will love this movie. Y'all know Dragon Ball Z, how there's not really too much of a story there. I mean, they give you a story, but y'all there for the fights, right? It's the same way here. Holy crap, were some of the fights good. I think my favorite fight was involving this. I'm not gonna say too much about this fight right here, but it's probably one of my favorite fights right here because it's dealing with like teleportation, so you get to animate teleportation and stuff like that. So I was like, oh my god. But I felt like I was strapped into my seat like I'm in a 40X movie theater, right? And I wasn't in no 40X movie theater. I was in an IMAX movie theater. But I'm sitting back watching the fights. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, bro, I want to see this movie so bad in 40X. Yes, I'm doing that. Yes, I'm doing that. I'm doing it. When this movie comes out officially to the public, I'm going to 40X. I'm going to see this movie again. Because this movie, the fights were just phenomenal, y'all. And then the fights kept getting better and better and better. That third act, I'm telling y'all, it turns into, and I'm gonna say Dragon Ball Z because that's just what I know. So it turns into Dragon Ball Z down to the point that a character turns into Super Saiyan. They go Super Saiyan pretty much in the third act. So that's what made me really think about like, oh, let me compare this to Dragon Ball Z because I see a lot of similarity between this and Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, them fighting sequences, y'all, I was like, yeah, this is why this movie makes so much money in China. I'm like, that's the anime. This is the anime market, right? So I could see why the movie made so, and the audience I was with last night absolutely loved this film as well too. But yeah, so they know like their story isn't gonna be the best, but they know people are there for the animation and the fighting, right? I've already said this is the highest grossing animated movie of literally all time already. And it's trying to become the highest grossing movie of all time. That's what it's trying to do. We'll see if it gets there or not, but I will tell you guys, man, look, give out my rating. Oh, also there is some humor in the movie. I felt like the humor didn't work that well in the movie, but maybe just because it was dubbed. So I did see the movie in English, y'all, because it's actually dubbed. They're dubbing it here. I thought the voice acting was fine. I don't really tell you about the voice acting. I thought the voice acting was fine. There was moments, a lot of moments, especially when you have our main character here, where I think it's a she or he, I can't tell, but they're going through grief. They're going through a different type of emotions, you know what I'm saying? Stress, you know, all this different stuff. And the voice actor has to display it, right? And I thought I'm not sure who voice acted her for the English dub version, but I thought they did I thought they did a great job. I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna get into that. The voice acting I thought was really great. I thought the voice acting worked and it was very convincing, I would say. But I was gonna talk about something else. The humor. There is some humor parts in here. They didn't really work for me that well. Audience kind of laughed, but I wasn't really laughing along with them. Now I will tell you what I did laugh at. The funniest thing to me that's in the movie is actually in the post-credit scene. There's something that goes on in that post-credit scene which was funny as hell, y'all. That post-credit scene, y'all, it's a very long post-credit scene. I'm telling you, it's so long that I was up sitting next to Corey and Martin and Waffle Double Toasted, right? We were sitting up watching it, right? Cause we about to leave. We're sitting there watching it. And I remember being like, should I sit back down? That post-credit scene was long, y'all. But look, the post-credit scene, it's funny because it plays off of something that happened in the main story, right? In the main movie. And it just expands on it. And also, it does something where it sets up another movie. You know what I'm saying? That's what post-credit scenes do. They set up other projects, right? So that's what it was trying to do. But then it just keeps going. So that post-credit scene is long, y'all. I won't say too much about it, but there's a post-credit scene, y'all, but it's very long. I'm not gonna lie. But yes, and another thing I'll give this movie credit for, maybe because I saw it in IMAX, maybe. But the sound quality, god damn, that was some great sound. Woo! Usually, like, if you go to like AMC or something like that, and you really want to experience a good movie with sound, you go to Dolby, right? Like I said, I was in IMAX watching this. And as I'm watching in IMAX, I'm like, one of the things that really stood out to me is, like I said, it's three big things. Animation was amazing, fighting was amazing, and that sound quality, oh my God. Who was responsible for this amazing thing that my ears got to witness yesterday? Like, you can hear everything. Whenever there's fights going on the screen, that's when the sound really shines, and you sense everything. It makes you really feel like you're there, and it's an animated movie. Damn, animated movies. Y'all need to learn from this one right here. Y'all need to learn from this, especially when it comes to the sound. The sound was incredible, just incredible, y'all. So let me go ahead and give you guys my review, my ratings for this film right here. Look, I didn't know anything about this movie. I never saw the first movie. I just knew that this was a global, phenomenal, doing really good at the box office, I'll say. So like I said, I didn't know anything about it too much. And watching this movie, I will tell you guys, like I said, the story is not that strong here. But I didn't care. After a while, I was like, you know what? They just here for the fights anyway. So let's just get to more of these fights. And boy, they do that. The pacing is so fast in the movie, y'all. The movie barely has time to slow down. And there might be some slow down moments, but it'll be like, okay, let's go there. They go there, and it's back to being fast paced for another fight. So it knows its intended target audience. And look, for somebody that was confused for about 2/3 of this movie, I had fun watching it, yo. Like I said, I want to go see it again in 4DX. I'm not gonna lie to you. So if I had to give a rating for this film, I would probably go an 8 out of 10, y'all. I just wish the story was a little bit stronger, but look, this movie, it's already grossed $2 billion. It knows what it's doing. So yeah, y'all, I definitely have fun with this one. Like 8 out of 10. Probably, like I said, I'm probably gonna go see it again. Look, man, y'all guys first time finding my channel, like I said, hit that subscribe button, like the video, tell me your thoughts, complaints, criticisms, let down below. Yeah, this was a fun one, y'all. This was a fun one. But we'll see you guys next one. Peace.